Shiesty stuff is just getting more and more interesting by the day. So now you have Hernandez Govan on here, and he's talking about the situation. Now, mind you, he's from Memphis. He's the guy that was acquitted of being the guy that was supposed to set young Dolph up to get hit. Remember, he wasn't charged with being the initial shooter. He was charged as the shot caller, putting the guys together to do the hit and making sure that they get paid. Well, he did a Say Cheese interview where he broke this down.
Everything's came out. I mean, his bond has been rejected. What do you think? Where do you think this goes from here?
I mean, it's a difference from where I think it's gonna go and where I hope it's gonna go. Them live in the city, so I 30. I know 30 out of mid 30. I hope them get freed up. They was doing their thing and felt like they was just about to take off and provide some generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? But there's a difference to where I think it's gonna go dealing with the feds. Man, the feds don't move on you until they know they really
no surveillance, no guns.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you though, when I was going through my situation, Manny Aurora, my lawyer, who I think the best attorney in the world, he told me the biggest blessing in my situation was that my case wasn't federal. He said the reason being because one of my counts was a conspiracy count. In federal, the conspiracy laws, they're way more broad. You know what I'm saying? It's like very vague. Like they have a lot more room and ways to convict you, you know what I'm saying, in a conspiracy versus if you was in state court.
Mm-hmm.
And, if the dad is actually on video in Staples, printing out a release form, if what those agents saying is true, then that's what you call an element in the conspiracy. That's premeditation. You know what I'm saying?
And see, this Hernandez dude, he's giving his spill. And mind you, like, he's a street guy through and through. We remember when he came home, he was going at it with everybody. He came out talking trash. We saw him when he was in trial like this, begging and pleading, asking that man, please let me go, right? He ended up getting let go, but he's giving his spill. Now, mind you, he talked about the dad being down at the, place printing out. He's on camera printing out the darn contract, right? And that could be like a conspiracy charge, right? And he was saying, well, it's a good thing that the actual feds picked it up and it's not in the state, but he wasn't done. He's literally laying this stuff out. Now, mind you, he's from Memphis as well. He's laying this out because, like I said, it's crazy. This thing is crazy. Like, he literally was with his pop doing this thing, man.
That's conspiring, a lot of this gonna be, a lot of people ain't thinking about the call data. How the call data the GPS placements, the cell tower was pinging, it's gonna place whoever at this location, you know what I'm saying, at the time. Then you got, even if Gucci don't cooperate, you got the cameraman. Man, the cameraman gonna be at court for the judge do, testifying. So not to mention the off-duty police officers, what they got to say. So it's more complicated than what people think, and it's gonna be pretty rough, and Sean, when the last time you seen 8 cars on the case and everybody kept it real?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So what he's alluding to is these idiots, like, you got the undercover cop, you got the white boy, right? You got all these people that they robbed. So it's just not Gucci, right? So Gucci hired this undercover. So the undercover is going to tell. The white boy tell him off rip. You already know he coming in court and telling. But this is the thing. All the guys that's locked up and associated with the crime, you think that them dudes ain't going to fold? When you got like 7, 8 guys all on one case, right? They're not going to hold, everybody ain't going to hold tight. So when you do bring up like the Young Thug trial, all them dudes was giving up, was telling off rip. As soon as they got in there, them dudes was telling, right? They was giving up statements. So now you get a guy, they tell you, listen, we're not going to give you the kidnapping charge. We're going to give you the robbery charge. Just tell us what Shiesty and his dad did, right? And we'll give you 5 years and we'll let you walk. But we want Shiesty, right? So now all they're going to do is corroborate everything that white boy going to say in that off-duty cop. The off-duty cop has an obligation to come tell. He talked about the cell phone towers, right? They could put you right there at the place. They got the image. They got the images of you guys showing us the merchandise that you stole. But it's not over.
We gotta, just gotta see how they gonna play out, and I say this, I'm glad I ain't in the situation. Yeah, for sure. It'd be crazy.
Gucci Mane's wife.
Yeah.
We know that she has a big influence on his life. She's his handler.
Correct. Caretaker.
Yeah, caretaker. Like, even if he doesn't want to cooperate, it looks like, he already made statements.
Yeah,
Do you feel like she put that battery in his back?
Yeah, of course. And just imagine, him coming home, without his wedding ring and watch, and humiliated as a man. You got to tell your wife this. You're supposed to be one of the biggest gangsters in the world. And so, I'm sure she was upset. She a civilian. What's she gonna do? She gonna get the police involved. I don't know if you seen the press conference the other day, but they said the federal agents got statements the first day. Like, they interviewed all parties on the first day. So I just, I was willing to bet my Social Security number that Gucci wasn't gonna cooperate based off his reputation. Shiesty done said in the past about him, not cooperating, and he never will. And he said it with his chest out. But now this a whole different Gucci. This a Gucci that's on psych meds, and he being, he basically being, he like a, she got the strings, she pulling them, you know what I'm saying, and it's almost like he on a remote, you know what I'm saying, so with that being said, I could see her putting the battery in his back, and kind of pushing him over the edge. But now, at this point, I think he done had a chance to think about it. He probably done talked to some reputable in the street and like, what's going on, so, and I could see him now at this point kind of like
retracting.
Retracting and backing up off of it. But again, they don't need Gucci. They don't need Gucci for nothing.
But what if Gucci tells the cameraman, hey, I'll pay you?
So say Cheese is asking him, do you think now that some reputable guys may have gotten in the ear of Gucci? Because Gucci's wife, she's his caretaker, she has influence. Mind you, they have a multi-million-dollar company, right? So he's a businessman now. He's making millions. He's made it out of the ghetto, right? He's made it out, right? He's living in big mansions. He rides around. He can take care of his family. He can take care of his wife, his children. He doing him. He ain't doing the things he was doing 15, 20 years ago. There's no reason to do that. He changed the situation. He changed his location. All that, like, we hustle out of desperation to change our situation so we can live in a different location to be able to do better for our people, right? He's accomplished that. He's accomplished that. So she's a civilian, so of course she's gonna tell him to tell. But then you gotta look at it from this perspective. They're saying, she's asking, do you think that, well, maybe they want to pay off that cameraman and that cop and all that kind of stuff, right? So Hernandez Govan is going to allude to that Shiesty and them tried to pay off this cameraman, but the cameraman is like, kick rocks. I want y'all to go to jail. Y'all disrespected me, right? He's not trying to hear none of it. Second part is that police officer has an obligation to tell the truth. But this is what Hernandez said.
You don't think Gucci already told him that in the beginning? If that was the angle that they was gonna go, Gucci could have been did that. Some people, the cameraman said some people reached out to him with the belongings, trying to get him his belongings back. He told them he didn't want it. If I would have reached out to that cameraman and he told me that, I would have got a one-way ticket to Honolulu.
The cameraman said no, or Gucci said no?
No, the cameraman said no. Some people allegedly from Pooh Shiesty's side reached out to the cameraman trying to give him his belongings back in fear, trying to keep him, quiet. And he told him he didn't want none of it back.
Like I'm gonna cook y'all later.
Yeah. Y'all keep it. Y'all took it. Yeah, enjoy it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So he got his mind made up.
Yeah, definitely. He got them pictures and those wounds and all of those pictures were taken on the first day. Yeah, he was very cooperative.
So you're in the street, you're from Memphis. It's a big thing. We all know Gucci and Yo Gotti had history over the wife.
Yeah.
There was this thing in the street that people kept telling me that Shiesty was trying to go to CMG, 15 million. Yo Gotti had the bag ready for him. That's why he was trying to get out the deal. Do you believe that? Do you believe that Shiesty wanted to go to CMG?
Definitely. Yeah.
Wow. So that's confirmed.
Yeah. And he was about to sign. You know, if things could have got worked out, you know what I'm saying, in a peaceful business manner. Yeah, Gotti was definitely, that was going to be the ultimate checkmate. You know, I mean, and just keeping the G, that's what Shiesty should have went in the beginning. You know, you from the city, you going to go sign to an ice cream cone on his face from Atlanta. You know, it's just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't understand that for the life of me, you know, but everybody, you know what I'm saying, you know.
Keep it a buck. Why? What made him choose Gucci over Gotti?
I'm gonna be real, you know, I'm gonna take it all the way back to a lot of people don't know this story. Shiesty dad, Mob Boss, he had a record label, you know, and he had an artist back in the day. I don't know if it was his artist, I don't know if he was managing, I want to say his name was Miscellaneous or whatever. And so back in the day, Miscellaneous and Gotti, I think Miscellaneous was kind of going there, Gotti, on CD or whatever, Nothing in the Streets or whatever. So with that being said, I think it was a little, you know, Gotti may have felt a little certain way still about that or whatever, and he might wasn't reaching for Pooh as strong as Gucci was.
That's the part that's crazy to me. Y'all do everything you can possibly do to get yourself in prison. Now you begging and pleading to stay out of prison. Like before you went in there with them things, and when you got in there, you saw everybody in there. You saw that W. Why would you even go and do that? I told you, like, these dudes, they can't wait to commit crimes. They can't wait to hurt each other. And then beg you not to tell. Like they brag about going to prison. They brag about popping somebody. Now he on the flip side of it, right? And he get what he's getting what his hand called for, what he called for. Now he's trying to bribe and beg the W not to tell. Listen, man, like y'all, you got a demon in you, man. You young guys, man, and you're not thinking straight. You're not thinking straight. You scream racism, but your crimes is against your own people. And then you bring a W into it too? Trump is the president right now. They talking about law and order. You commit this kind of act while you on house arrest, and now you got all these different attempts, and you think that these guys gonna hold? Man, you fried, bro. You fried. Y'all put Gucci in a situation where what can he really do? Right? The other guy was a cop. He gotta come and tell. And that's all the thing Hernandez was saying. Like, man, this dude is fried, man. He cooked. He cooked. But the whole thing is, it's too late for him. It's about you young guys down. And what your interpretation of snitching and street real. Like some of you dudes, when I was making these videos, was in my comment section arguing with me. Like y'all want to be real ninjas so bad. You see that? Nah. Y'all want to be unalivers of other black dudes, robbers, make a bunch of babies. Like all the stereotypes they put on us, y'all want to be that. Y'all love to be that. Like you want to be a real ninja. You want to go to jail for 1,000 years till you get there. You want to be in the feds till you get there, and you find out they got the ABs over there. They don't like black people. They got the Mexicans over there. They don't like black people, and everybody got them things. And you ain't got that the other one in there. You ain't got the pole in there. They running around with knives trying to hurt. Man, listen. Now you begging to get out. But you doing everything you possibly do to get in there to show you a real ninja. And they got the audacity to mouth off and want to argue. He claimed to be a street guy, as if that's a flex. I don't give a damn if he claimed to be a street person. What you defending it for? I don't know. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.